Now we're going to talk about content delivery networks. We briefly talked about this earlier, but in most cases, when you run a website, you want to have a CDN or a content delivery network, especially if you're trying to reach visitors from around the world. As we mentioned earlier, if your web hosting server is in the United States, for example, and your prospect is in the United Kingdom or Canada or New Zealand, then what happens is they have to connect all the way from their computer in the UK to the server in the USA. So if you're in the USA or you're in Russia and the server happens to be next to you, then it is going to load super fast for you. But just because it loads fast for you if you're in the United States does not mean that it can load super fast for everybody else. It's kind of like saying, okay, I'm going to go to the store and it's only going to take me 5 minutes. But you have a friend that is an hour away, and it's going to take them literally an hour to get there, not speaking of traffic or other possible roadblocks that he's going to face. That's the main reason why you need content delivery network. So, take the same example. It's like if it takes you 5 minutes to get to the store, and that store says, you know what? We're going to replicate ourselves, and we're going to put a store near your friend's so that instead of going 1 hour away, he goes about 5 minutes away. That's going to be more convenient for your friend, right? That's the way a content delivery network works. They are a massive data center that they have many different servers placed all over the world, oftentimes in each city, in each country, and each state. So that's anyone from around the world can access your site at a much faster rate. The content delivery network will make a big difference. So if you change your web hosting to a specialized WordPress hosting, and you add a content delivery network, and you implement the elements that we talked about to make sure that your site is not too big, those few things there can actually speed up your whole site. So, how CDN works is they deliver the content, in this case, to that person to the closest server to them. As we mentioned in this example, if you're using a CDN, it's going to show your website to that person through the closest server. So it really makes life a lot better for your visitors no matter where they are. There are many other benefits to using a CDN besides just being close. In addition to that is security. You can actually block out high-risk areas and high-risk IP addresses as well, because the CDN is so big and massive, a lot of times it will share data. If it finds that there's a hacker hacking another site, they'll share that data and make sure that they block that person when they try to access your site. So, there are a lot of other amazing benefits to having a CDN. There are several CDNs that you can use. You, of course, only need to have one. Let's discuss that now. There are two main content delivery networks that we highly recommend. There are many other ones, but you really have to think about it. You want to make sure that the company that you go with is big enough, so they have so many different servers around the world that you can use. These two are actually very user-friendly, and that is why we are recommending them. First is Cloudflare.com. We've used their service before. They have a free version, but in order to really make use of it and get the benefits, you really have to use the $20 per month upgrade. This is on a per domain basis. At the end of the day, if this seems a lot to many of you right now, I would say it will actually save you a lot of bandwidth. In fact, it'll protect you. It'll give you security that you need. Plus, if you have a global network and you're trying to reach as many people around the world as much as possible, it really is going to help you in the long run. The only case that you would never really need to have a CDN is if you're only a local business and you're simply trying to cater to people within a very small segment of a city and they're all next to the servers. That's the only time that you would not really use a CDN. We've used Cloudflare and it's worked very well. We highly recommend that. You don't really need the business version or the enterprise version unless you're getting a ton of traffic. Obviously, you can start with free version and see how that goes. Then as time goes on, upgrade to Pro if you can. Remember, if you already have a couple hundred to couple thousand visitors per month and you're running a site already, definitely go with the Pro version if possible. The next thing we recommend is Max CDN. That is maxcdn.com. As you can see, the price is already a little bit cheaper than Cloudflare. Max CDN is really good as well, and it's really hard to say whether Max CDN is better than Cloudflare or Cloudflare is better than Max CDN. At the end of the day, it really depends on your preference. So, you could start with Max CDN because there's only $9 a month, and they offer a good amount of benefits as well. You'll see that they limit you up to 1 terabyte. What that means is, unless you're using 1 terabyte, which is 1,000 gigabytes worth of bandwidth, you don't really need to move up. That's a nice thing about Max CDN. Their pricing definitely wins a little bit over Cloudflare. But as far as setup goes, for both of these, they are actually very easy to set up. They've made it very user-friendly, and that's one of the main reasons why we recommend them, on top of their huge network and being able to reach as many visitors as you can. Congratulations! I guess this is it. We've covered a lot in this course, and hopefully you've enjoyed it and will give us a thumbs up. But if there's something you're not happy with, please reach back to us via comments or discussion board, or you can even send us a private message. We'll be happy to assist. Congratulations once again. And now, I would like to wish good luck with your business. Goodbye for now.